Hidden deep in the Pamir Plateau, the Kyrgyz once roamed freely across vast grasslands until the 19th century. When Russian Empire expansion tore their homeland apart, some fled, others resisted. But the empire's advance was unstoppable. History forced them to a crossroads, and their story still echoes through this land. Xinjiang has always been associated with mystery and the unknown. In the eyes of Westerners, it may be a land filled with controversy, vast deserts, raging winds, a seemingly forgotten wilderness by time. However, when I finally set foot on this land, I realized that those distant legends and stereotypical impressions were merely the tip of the iceberg. In the vast and undisturbed corners of the world, where the whispers of time are carried by the winds that sweep across barren plateau, there lies a place not yet fully known to the world. It is a place that beckons with an invitation not spoken, but felt, a place where nature speaks its language, and the soul listens. This place is the westernmost part of China, Kizilsu, a land that sits at the crossroads of history, where the ancient and the eternal are intertwined in quiet harmony. Kizilsu, meaning red water in Kyrgyz. It spans the southwestern Tian Shan Mountains, the eastern part of the Pamir Plateau, the northern slopes of the Kunlun Mountains, and the northwestern edge of the Tarim Basin. It borders both Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan, with 254 mountain passes leading out of the region, making it a true western gateway of China. It speaks touched by the hand of the gods, and its valleys cradled by the earth itself. The air is thin, the winds are fierce, and yet, there is a profound stillness that speaks to those who choose to listen. It is the stillness of time, the echo of ages past, and the silent reverence of a land untouched by the rush of modernity. There exists a place where the spirit of nature meets the pulse of history. A place where the mountains touch the sky, and the land tells the stories of forgotten civilizations. This is the land where two great forces of nature converge: the red Tian Shan Mountains and the green Kunlun Mountains. Two ancient giants whose peaks and valleys have witnessed the ebb and flow of time itself. In the easternmost edge of the Pamir Plateau, these two mountains, one stretching to the north, the other to the south, meet like two old friends, their silhouettes etched against the heavens. The Tian Shan, with its towering peaks and glaciers, and the Kunlun, whose vast, snow-capped ranges rise in solemn grandeur, are not merely geographical landmarks. They are the guardians of stories untold, the keepers of secrets and wisdom older than time itself. The Tian Shan, or Heavenly Mountain. The highland meadows ripple with the songs of wandering shepherds. The great rivers that flow from its glaciers nourish the land below, bringing life to arid deserts and transforming the dry earth into a tapestry of green. It rises like a bridge between the ancient east and the distant west, stretching across the expanse of Xinjiang. It has served for centuries as the silent witness to the passing of empires, the migrations of nomadic peoples, and the dance of cultures along the Silk Road. The mighty peaks, with their eternal snows, stand as a boundary between civilizations. Yet they also foster a unique harmony, a blending of the human and the divine, the natural and the constructed. To the south lies the Kunlun, the spine of the earth, ancient and untouched by time. This is a mountain range not just of stone and ice, but of myth and mystery. It is said that the gods themselves once walked these ridges. and that the boundaries between the mortal and the divine are thinner here than anywhere else on earth. The Kunlun has long been a place of reverence, where the heavens meet the earth and the soul can touch eternity. Kizilsu, this ancient and enchanted land, holds within its vast expanse the echoes of eons past, the silent whispers of the earth's boundless transformations. Here, the towering mountains stand like silent sentinels, watching over the endless desert stretches, the deep, shadowed canyons, and the rivers that rush with an untamed vigor, and the hidden volcanic clusters of the Pamir Plateau. Every inch of this land is a testament to nature's artistry, as though it speaks in a quiet murmur of its grandeur and mystery. Yet, who can fathom that hundreds of millions of years ago, this very land was a vast ocean, its waters shimmering under the sun, teeming with life? It is said that somewhere amidst the sprawling plains of Kizilsu, there rises a peak known as Shell Mountain, a keeper of ancient memories, embedded with the remains of creatures that once swam in its waters. Alas, the evening grew too late, and I could not behold this mysterious mountain with my own eyes.
You say you don't know where you go, so come. The wind in your hair, birds keep flying.
In the city of Atush, within the vast expanse of Kizilsu, there stands a natural marvel unparalleled in its grandeur. The Atush Heavenly Gate, the tallest natural stone arch in the world. This monumental gate rises majestically in the southern Tianshan Mountains, with the towering Kunlun Range standing at its back. At an elevation of 3,000 meters, it stretches across a width of about 100 meters and reaches a soaring height of 500 meters, as if a colossal portal opening directly to the heavens. The locals, in their ancient reverence, believe that Kunlun is the closest place to the sky, and passing through this gate is akin to stepping into the celestial realms. Thus, the Atush Heavenly Gate is known as the gateway to the immortal world, holding within it the weight of countless legends and dreams of the divine.
You can stay in this burning land.
Yet, behold this awe-inspiring gate is not a feat for the faint of heart. The distance from the entrance of the scenic area to the gate itself spans approximately 4 kilometers. The path through deep valleys, where the only means of approach is by foot. Along the way, the valley is dotted with iconic mountain formations sculpted by wind and rain some 2.6 million years ago. Strange and beautiful shapes that seem like the very handiwork of nature herself. It was in 1947 that the British explorer Eric Shipton first stumbled upon this extraordinary wonder. However, the treacherous terrain proved a formidable challenge, and despite 3 attempts, he was unable to scale the arch's summit. Consequently, the arch became known internationally as the Shipton Arch, and it was placed among the world's 20 most sought-after adventure destinations, recommended by American Adventure magazine to thrill seekers across the globe.
这个可以
开会
啊，快吐一下！我一定要看一下这个拍出来是什么感觉。
这是我人生第一次来到南疆，来到天门。当走上天门崎岖的道路的时候，觉得特别的坎坷，但是我还是坚定，只要你对美好生活的向往，一定达到人生的巅峰。天门，我来了。什么等待？为何人这样痴情？明知辉煌， 过后是黯淡，仍期待着把一切从头来过。我们既然曾经拥有，我的爱就不想停顿。每个梦里都有你的我，共同期待一个永恒的春天。我在南疆柯尔州等你。
您老家是哪里的？
江西
江西哪里？
景德镇。
景德镇，好的，哇塞，
江西景德镇，有机会来玩呗。我们也是将近1万公里了，来到这里。哎，太好了，
好，
很高兴，越来越好，谢谢。
拜拜。
The grandeur of the heavenly gate left me in awe. What remains equally etched in my memory are the countless souls from distant cities who journeyed across vast stretches to behold this wonder. But when these fleeting moments of beauty and unity came to an end, that weary return became a trial unlike any I had ever known. At the farthest reaches of Xinjiang, where the land fades into the edge of the known world, lies a place so remote, it feels like the very extremity of the earth. Here, nature unfolds in her most magnificent forms, where the great Taklamakan Desert and the towering Pamir Plateau stand as testament to the grandeur of creation. This is a land not only bound by geography but by history, a land where time itself seems to pause. As a pivotal junction along the Silk Road, it bears not only the scars of time but the wonders of the natural world. And in the heart of this realm, hidden within the sacred folds of the Pamir Highlands, lies the Muji volcano cluster, the highest volcanic caldera in all of Xinjiang, once called the Eye of the Pamirs. Here, the snow-capped peaks stand tall and cold, their aloofness casting an imperious silence. The high altitudes shut out the noise of the world below, as if to preserve this land at the very edge of time. It is for this reason that so few have tread upon this path, and even fewer have ever heard the name of this place. Compelled by a longing to witness this mythical realm where fire and ice meet, I set out to journey to the volcanoes nestled deep within the western frontier. Yet, as my wheels turned towards Muji, I realized that the road to this distant land would not be easily won. The climb was steep, the mountains encircling me, the roads twisting and rugged, each step testing the resolve of my spirit. But as I gazed through the window, the vast and untouched beauty unfolding outside, every hardship seemed small in comparison. Along the way, I encountered the gem of the Tianshan by Sha Lake, perched at an altitude of 3,300 meters. The waters were pure, crystalline, revealing the stones beneath, while the white sand dunes along its shores shimmered against the backdrop of snow-covered peaks. The story of Baisha Lake is one swathed in mystery. Its name, Whitesand Lake, is drawn from the towering Whitesand Mountain nearby. This mountain, shaped by centuries of winds that have piled up the earth's sand, is said to resonate with a strange sound when the wind blows, earning it the name Echoing Sand Mountain. After much jostling and many hours of travel, I arrived at my destination, Muji, the western village of China. From above, the snow-covered summits below revealed a staggering sight. Scattered across the Pamirs, like distant stars, lay the volcanic craters, each one a silent sentinel, as though a vast painter had spilled their palette of vibrant colors across the landscape. These craters, deep and watchful, appear as eyes turned towards the heavens, thus earning the name Eye of the Pamirs. In the distance, the towering 18-Arhat peaks stood as soldiers, aligned in perfect rows, watching over this land and the eyes they guard. Their presence speaks to the solemnity of this place, its sacredness, its majesty. Here, time seems to stand still, as though the earth's memory is preserved in every grain of dust, every blade of grass. Once, hundreds of millions of years ago, this land was an endless ocean, the cradle of life. Today, it is home to one of the youngest volcanic fields on the planet. The Muji volcanoes are not the typical type of volcano, nor are they mere mud volcanoes. They are China's first discovery of the rare calcareous cold volcanoes. These peaks, composed not of dirt, but of calcite crystals, rise like frozen flames from the earth. Muji boasts at least 68 volcanic cones, 46 of which are distinctly formed, each one a near-perfect cone. These craters are as old as 2,000 years, each one an imprint of the Earth's heartbeat.
这中间肯定有地热，就中间不冻上，旁边全冻上了。那中间地热那儿有我的倒影。1500年了，正在沉睡。但是旁边看那些地方像气泡湖。现在海拔是3860。
Standing at the mouth of a dormant volcano, I feel not only the power of nature but the passage of time itself, the unrelenting march towards eternity. This land, silent and ancient, has witnessed the birth of our planet and its gradual transformation. It urges us to reconsider our place in the vastness of nature. Muji, these sacred fires, are not merely a gift from the earth, but also a witness to time. They remind us that, in this infinite cosmos, we are but fleeting visitors. And yet, this land will remain, standing resolute, awaiting the next traveler who dares to seek its secret.
骑马多少钱？27多久啊？随便。
Here, in the depths of the Pamir Plateau, lies the ancestral homeland of the Kyrgyz people, a nomadic tribe whose legacy, like the vast expanse of this land, carries the weight of an untold history. It is said that long ago, they were forced to leave their original homeland, arriving in this rugged terrain while the scars of volcanic eruptions still marked the earth. Through generations, the Kyrgyz have thrived alongside this land, shaping a rich cultural heritage and a way of life uniquely their own. The Kyrgyz, an ancient nomadic people, once roamed freely across vast grasslands and towering mountains, forever bound to the wind, the sky, and the earth. Yet, like all great civilizations that stand at the forefront of history, they too could not escape the call of fate. The eastward expansion of the Russian Empire loomed like an approaching storm, slowly yet relentlessly sweeping across their lands. By the late 19th century, the Russian Empire, seeking to extend its influence, set its sights on this crucial crossroads of Central Asia. Its reach extended from the north, creeping ever closer. Like deep fissures splitting the land itself, an undeniable force that tore through the fabric of the Kyrgyz homeland. The boundless grasslands beneath the sky, once the cradle of their way of life, began to tremble under the shifting tides of change. During the Second Opium War, Tsarist Russia seized the opportunity to impose the Treaty of Beijing upon the Qing dynasty. This treaty transferred vast Kyrgyz lands to Russian control. In 1864, the Sino-Russian Treaty of the Northwest Boundary further reinforced this division, severing most of the Kyrgyz nomadic territory from China. Their ancestral lands were mapped, fenced, and divided, once open pastures now marked with invisible walls. Their freedom to roam the steppe, along with their land, faded from Chinese maps. Some Kyrgyz chose to flee, seeking refuge in more distant lands, escaping the encroaching force of empire. Others stood their ground, wielding spears and swords against the tide of Russian expansion. But in the great currents of history, their resistance, though fierce, was but a flicker against the overwhelming power of an empire. By 1884, when the Qing dynasty formally established Xinjiang as a province, only 1/20th of the original Kyrgyz population remained within China's borders. On September 25, 1949, the Kyrgyz people witnessed the peaceful liberation of Xinjiang, marking the end of a long era of suffering. A few years later, on July 14, 1954, the establishment of the Kizilsu Kyrgyz Autonomous Prefecture granted them a new home within China, a place where their identity could flourish once more. Isolated by formidable mountains and treacherous terrain, life here is often harsh. Many Kyrgyz herders live their entire lives without ever leaving their homeland. Yet, in my brief encounters with them, I sensed no sorrow, no longing for distant lands, only an enduring happiness and a quiet contentment.
然后这哥们儿也是，柯尔克孜族。对，哎呀，柯尔克孜族兄弟家庭蹭顿饭啊，蹭顿饭。可以。好，都是我兄弟了，现在。一会儿咱就喝奶茶呗。
对，喝奶茶，夏天来。这个马奶子嘛。
马奶子。
对。
嗯。
夏天来的话。
夏天来，现在没有了是吧？
这个是吧？
哎呦，谢谢。这样能吃。为什么你普通话说的这么好？
因为上了大学。
哦，你在外面上大学？
啊。
高等教育回来的。哎，你是他老婆？
我是他老婆对。
你是他老婆？那你这么会找对象呢？你们晚上干啥？晚上看电视吗？
对，看电视，刷抖音。
刷抖音。
The Kyrgyz sustain their way of life through herding, living in a manner both simple and unshackled. Their hospitality is as fierce as the volcanic earth beneath them, warm, intense, and all-encompassing. When they welcome you into their homes, they do so with steaming cups of tea, their generosity as boundless as the steppe itself. In the village, herders invited me to ride horses across the rugged landscape, to step inside their homes, to savor their traditional butter tea. These people, guardians of China's western frontier, have lived and thrived upon this land for centuries. While their lives have become more prosperous, they continue to uphold the virtues of their ancestors' kindness, purity, and resilience.
来，美女，我少给你多少钱？别，真的要付费。你要不要钱，我下回都不好意思来了。 你
下来的时候再说。下来的时候再读吧。
Their spirits, like the towering 18R peaks, remain steadfast and unyielding, untainted by time. Here, the volcanoes are not merely a marvel of nature. They are bridges between humanity and the heavens. The Kyrgyz people, in their own way, have become the keepers of this land, safeguarding not only its soil but also their ancient beliefs.
那我们就走了，谢谢招待，来抱一下。哎，抱，我给你啊，抱一个。好，下回再见，下回再见。下回再来跟你学骑马。好，我下回来多住一个星期，你给我速成一下给我。
这没问题。
拜拜，那我们走了啊。下回来吃你的茶叶蛋。好，走了，拜拜，拜拜。好嘞，好嘞。